right, guys, I hope everyone's doing incredibly well. I'm going to dive into a message around the Divine Masculine Collective. I feel like they want to communicate to you, Divine Feminines. I'm sensing a Divine Masculine here in remorse, in regret. Somebody, it's like the way they speak or communicate. Like I'm really hearing someone say, like, I will never speak to you that way again, or I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. This is a big lesson here that's coming through for your Divine Masculines, and I'm hearing that no one has been able to deliver this lesson to them except for you. So I feel like that speaks volumes about whoever it is you are, Divine Feminine. You command respect, sometimes without even trying. And I'm hearing a lot of talks about, like, who are you? Who is this girl? I'm sensing that your Divine Masculine's family is starting to see a change within them, their friends, people who are really close to them. And I'm hearing people wondering, like, who is this Divine Feminine? Because they're really noticing that your Divine Masculine showing a different side of themselves. And I feel like it really does stem from a recent event. You might have checked them or put them in their place. So I'm going to get into your energy first, Divine Feminines, and we'll see why it is they feel that way. I should have never spoken to you like that. I'll never speak to you that way again. You could have even created a little bit of distance where you're harder to access, you're not really responding. Maybe you're saying that you're busy, but they know you're not busy. You're giving it some space and you're letting the lesson sink in, okay? So let's explore your energy first, Divine Feminines. What are you bringing to the table in terms of helping to assist your Divine Masculine in this collective, in terms of changing his ways, his behaviors toward the feminine collective? Ooh, we do have Rhiannon's energy, sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest clear intentions into reality. That's why I'm saying everybody's like, who is this sorcerer? You must be a sorceress in order to bring about such great change within whoever this masculine is. Because the thing is, guys, is that like you put him in check, but it was like a wake up call, right? Like it's like I feel like other people may have tried to relay this message before, but his arrogance or ignorance usually gets the best of him. But when you said whatever it is you have said, it like struck like lightning. It almost hurt him to know that he would have offended you or hurt you in any way. So you got a lot of people wondering, like, who are you? You are manifesting this new version of this Divine Masculine quite rapidly, okay? And I'm hearing that he's speaking to others in his surroundings a lot more kindly. And this is a good thing because I'm hearing also there's lots of opportunities that have been waiting to manifest for him, but his temper has been getting the best of him. His ignorance, his lack of compassion, his lack of empathy towards others. But you've come in here on this beautiful, magical unicorn, and you're helping to soothe his energy, to soothe his soul. Like I'm hearing someone who is starting to think before they speak. And that's such a big blessing because, again, I do feel like just things are starting to get brighter in his world. Things are starting to seem like they're more positive, and I feel like this was a reality check that a lot of your Divine Masculines needed. And again, I'm hearing it's for so many other areas of their lives that they're now going to be succeeding and thriving in. Okay, we do have receptivity, okay? So this beautiful give and take, and you're so gentle, Divine Feminines. Like, I feel like whoever you are, you have a beautiful, gentle strength about you where it's like the way that you carry yourself, there's certain qualities and values and beliefs, morals that you have where like people really do feel badly to cross you or offend you. It's like your whole energy, it represents purity. I feel like even you yourself, Divine Feminine, you have a very hard time doing the wrong thing because you just intuitively know the laws of karma. You know that, as you sow, so you shall reap. So we have your Divine Masculines here allowing themselves to be in the flow of receiving your criticism or receiving your feedback, and you're doing it in such a gentle way where he can't even shut it out. He's got to pay attention and hold on to every single word you have said about how it is he is to treat other people. Like pay attention to your tone of voice. Why would you speak to others in this way? So he's almost seeing like it's damaging him, and it's been damaging, his life, relationships. And again, I keep seeing opportunities for many of them. Things are going to start looking up. The message here says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition energy and ability to give to others. And that's what he's been holding back on, is just giving that lighthearted, cooperative version of himself. Many of your masculines have been held back from a lot of leadership positions because of the energy of anger, resentment, ignorance, this very dark energy that's been holding them back for a really long time. It could be experiences in their lives and throughout their childhood that's really shaped them to, shrink them or scar them. But you, Divine Feminine, you are coming in there and helping them to really remember who it is they are. And it all started with this whole big lesson. I don't know what it is you two would have been conversing about, arguing about, and he would have just lost his cool, and you checked it right there and then. Okay, and we do have higher self activation. Here we go, baby. All right, I'll never speak to you that way again. You've definitely helped your Divine Masculine to grow or excel past something that's been holding them back. So now you guys are really getting ready to see the gentler sides of them. Maybe even some of you are, that energy of like when you argue with someone and then you go your separate ways and then you cool down and then it's like you can't wait to make up. That is what I do see coming here after this realization. Because you know why? Because it's coming along with this whole you guys are working on this partnership. Divine Feminines, you could have done what everybody else does, which is get silent when he gets aggressive and raises his voice and, becomes this beast. It's reminding me of Beauty and the Beast, where Belle was not scared of the beast. She was looking at him like, excuse you? Like, who are you talking to like that? I feel like a lot of you did that. And whoever this masculine is, definitely strong, stoic. When they do have that bark that lets you know you don't want that bite. But when it comes to you, they're willing to work on themselves, or they're willing to work on this partnership because they don't want to see you at a distance from them. They don't want to see you guys arguing back and forth, or maybe even speaking to one another, or sparring, verbally sparring in the way that you did. Maybe you even, Divine Feminine, put a stop to it because you're letting him know this is not, the way that we communicate when something is off or when something goes wrong. And again, you did it in such a beautiful way of showing him that give and take is important. You did it in such a gentle, magical way that it's like he almost has no choice but to, bend to the knee, in a sense. Bend to the knee, my goddess. Okay, what feelings are developing for you, Divine Feminine? Okay, so stay optimistic about your love life. That's why I'm feeling like they're in a better mood, or that's why I feel like things are looking up, or things are about to get better or more positive or brighter in the Divine Masculine's world. And believe me, I'm feeling like this was a very tough lesson for them to overcome. But I love that they did for you, Divine Feminines. All right, so let's see what other lessons are coming up out of this. What else do we have the Divine Masculines working on since this epiphany? Okay, so your masculine could be an air sign. I'm getting sarcasm. So your Divine Masculine, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. With that Gemini there too, definitely having like that two personality thing where it's like, don't get on my wrong side. Definitely working on it, okay? We have like that King of Swords energy, very quick-witted or sharp with the tongue. Someone's realizing when and when not to have that sword on guard, especially with you, Divine Feminines. I'm also hearing your masculines feeling like they don't want their temper or their anger to push away a good thing. Ooh, we also have fire signs coming up and earth signs. So take it how it resonates, guys. Maybe this could be you, Divine Feminine, and it's just a confirmation, or we could have, a lot of these lessons coming through for our hot-headed temper. Aries, goodness, Sagittarius, Leo. Okay, and then we also have our earth signs who can be explosive at times as well. I know Taurus too. Tauruses can have quite the temper on them, very explosive. So someone's feeling like they do not want the way that they spoke to you to sabotage this, and they're feeling it. If you guys are wondering if they feel guilty about whatever it is you guys might have argued over, some of the things that they would have said or allowed themselves to get so wound up that, when you hit someone below the belt type of thing, that is what I feel like many of your Divine Masculines are slowing down on, pausing, looking at themselves, taking a good look at themselves, and realizing through this experience with you that they don't want to be like this. They don't want it to ruin whatever it is you two have they're willing to address it and work on it. So many of you, I feel like, can expect some type of apology or just some kind of reunion energy where it's your divine masculine this time coming around to the table. And a lot of you will see a different side to them in their demeanor, in their arrogance as well, especially if they have a way of saying things that are really out of timing, and it makes you just pause and wonder, divine feminine, you know, whether it's, and that's what it is, you wonder whether or not it's okay for you two to be in communication as often as you are. He's starting to realize that there is a sense of control also that you have over this connection. You know, you have the ability to come and go. You have the ability to let divine timing do its thing. You can create healthy space and distance, and that isn't what he wants. Okay, maybe in the past you would have seen this, but this is someone who is, I'm getting like this beast energy or this gentle puppy dog type of energy where it's like this big, mean looking dog, but it's like they're just so gentle, or someone's such a sucker for you, divine feminine. And it's because you have the ability to allow time to do its thing. You have a divine understanding of this connection between you two, much more so than your divine masculines. I think that you're seeing one of his weak spots here, which is your ability to, you know, cut things off when you need to in order to, I'm hearing like course correct the connection, or course correct or balance things between you two again. So the more that you continue to act in your authenticity, say what you will and will not tolerate, even though it may not seem like it from the outside, because your masculine may huff and puff and seem like they're going to run in the other direction, never to come back again. But I feel like what's happening here is through the love, he's letting you know, impossible. I could never be away from you. Okay, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Maybe that's what someone's about to make, the romantic gesture, and let you know. I could never be away from you. I could never walk away from this. I could never let this go. Okay, and maybe for some of you as well, you're starting to see with divine timings, divine feminines, that it's okay for you in these moments to walk away, not to tolerate. If they run, if they ghost, whatever the case is, it is course correction. Separation is sometimes protection, right? Protection of the journey, protection from each other projecting. So divine feminines, you're getting better and better at embracing separation, so much to the point where you're checking your divine masculines. They won't talk to you like that again. They won't act out of line again. You know, someone's realizing that, you know, in relationships, in love connections, fostering respect, those are one of the key foundations, you know. And this is coming from a divine masculine where they might have grown up in environments where, you know, they don't really have respect for women, never had to talk to women any which type of way they want to. And then there is this rude but gentle awakening here coming from you, and they don't want to cross those lines. I'm hearing just flat out, they don't want to lose this. It feels too good and it feels too awful when it's not there and it's not around. I'm hearing you're someone's anchor, you're someone's safe place, whether you know it or not. Okay, that soulmate energy, you feel like home to me. You're the only one that can get this masculine to experience this kind of change, whoever you are, a beautiful goddess. Maybe your name could be Rhiannon or start with an R, but only you have the ability to manifest this kind of energy from your divine masculines. And I think through this reading, they're just wanting to let you know that they're so grateful, because it was more than just adjusting it, you know, when dealing with you, but there's so many other areas of their life, again, that's improving because of this reality check. And someone's realizing the depth of their love is so much more for you than they realize. Like when somebody starts to feel like, you know, they want to change their ways, or because it's embarrassing to look at yourself and feel like you're wrong about something, you know. It takes a lot to look at yourself and like flatten out that pride and be like, all right, shit, this person's right. And then to go to someone with an apology and discuss how it is you acted and it might have been out of line. Like that takes a very mature person to do that shit. But for you, divine feminines, they're willing to come to the table and do that, as painful and awkward and embarrassing as it might be. But I'm hearing like that is life-changing. Now they're going to get better and better at doing that, so that way their work opportunities excel. Their relationships around them heal and improve. And I feel like long term, that's really what you wanted for them in the first place. Okay, so yeah, that is what I'm getting out of this message. I feel like I got really passionate towards the end there. Let me just get one more on just this beautiful connection blooming between you two is true love. Yeah, because that's the kind of shit you do when it's true love. You know, you check somebody, you let them know, hey, that shit ain't right. Not only with me, but with everybody else around you. I mean, that's love. That is what I feel like you two are fostering. And that's what your divine masculine's realizing. The more you two, you know, dip in and out of this connection with one another, the more time you spend, the more years go along. You know, they're learning slowly but surely, and someone's definitely sending you a clear message. My true love, my love, I will never speak to you that way again. I'm willing to look at myself and shift that about me. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. All right, guys, that is what I have for you for this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Take care. Bye.